Here we go, last day of the trip. Eat, sleep, ride, repeat. Let's go. Last section, Fort Augustus to Drumnadrochit on the Great Glen Way. Oh, nice knuckled, bloody hell. Stuff there. Oh, that just come out of nowhere. Yeah. There's a right kick of a climb here. Okay. Jesus.
The Great Glen Way is a long distance path that runs from Inverness to Fort William. It's 79 miles long and runs from coast to coast and is shared by both walkers and cyclists. If you like walking or cycling, then get it on your bucket list. It's a magnificent route. As this was the last day, it was probably a good thing that the ride was an easy one. It was a chance just to ride for pure pleasure and enjoy the scenery. The trail runs above and along Loch Ness up in the forest. Every now and then it will break out of the trees and treat us to a magnificent view of the loch below. After some miles, the trail dropped down from the forest and into Invermoriston. We had already decided that this would be a good opportunity to take a break, as today's ride wasn't that long, so there was no point at all in rushing.
Yeah, into Invermoriston, back on the busy road again. Let's get to a cafe and have a brew.
True to form, we found the local cafe so we could stuff our faces with coffee and cake. Of course, as professional athletes, we've got to ensure that we refuel our bodies on a regular basis. It's nothing at all to do with being greedy.
Sit on now.
Yeah. Crikey.
I have a cappuccino and one of those cookies.
2 shots in the cappuccino.
Two of those, please.
Yeah.
What are these cakes then?
Lemon, coffee, chocolate, Victoria sponge, lemon drizzle.
Really nice coffee in that cafe. And we're climbing back out of Invermoriston, zigzagging our way up the hill. Look, red squirrel. And joining the Great Glen Way. Wow. Thank God for this e-bike, because this would be bloody brutal without it, without a motor. I know from previous trips that the view at the top of this is just breathtaking. And it's that view looking down the Glen that started me studying all the maps of this area, looking at how to link them all up. Yeah, the 887 runs down there, making its way to Skye.
East of the climb there, eh?
Brutal. Absolutely stunning. You can see the trail we came on over there, in the trees. Oh yeah.
After the steep climb, the trail levelled off again and we stopped at a clearing in the forest. We were surrounded by stunning views up and down Loch Ness and along Invermoriston.
Once again we're getting nowhere because every time we just set off down the trail, the views are just unbelievable. Just look at all this. What the heck's that? That's the direction we've come from. That's just to die for.
And then the sun came out and it lit up the landscape, making the colours even more vibrant than ever. The trail was so beautiful to cycle, I couldn't help but zone out as the gravel crunched away underneath my tyres. I felt so happy and relaxed, thinking about nothing at all. With my mind switched off for once, I simply enjoyed the moment and the overwhelming feeling of contentment. When you're out in nature, it's funny how much enjoyment you can get from simple things like looking at a little waterfall and plunge pool.
That's a right pool down there.
There is an alternative high route that we could have come down, but it's more of a gnarly single track and not recommended for cycling. Unless you're simply single track James, of course, and I'm not on the trip cramping his style. The last part of the trail seemed to have a lot of gentle downhill sections, and we enjoyed the way the trail just flowed.
Yeah. This is back to the road now.
Eventually, the trail popped out onto a minor road above Drumnadrochit.
Oh.
was so nice to zip along at speed on smooth tarmac and give our butts a rest and cool off in the breeze. We were nearly done, but there was one more little bit of trail to ride yet.
Now for the last bit of road. No,
The last bit of off-road is ending now.
yeah, last bit of off-road. Here we go. Beautiful Drumnadrochit down there. God, I love that place. Well, that's the end of that. What an epic trip. What an absolutely epic, mind-blowing trip. Even simply single track James was actually satisfied.
Yeah, really impressed with that. I was just saying, I can't believe, you know, how much, you know, different kind of stuff there is, and how much you can actually ride on these bikes. Like, I wasn't expecting, you know, to have a bit of everything, you know, fire roads, dirt tracks, single track.
I bet you were a bit concerned you might get bored because it's just a touring sort of ride, but surely that second day it had to light your fire.
Yeah, it blew my mind. I mean, I was looking forward to just, you know, riding double track and looking at all the scenery, but all the bits of single track that we came across and that mountain pass, that was just the icing on the cake for me, so yeah.
Out of this world, out of my comfort zone, out of this world.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was hard as hell for me. You could do it, I couldn't, but I'd still have that day again because I'll remember that till the day I die. Fantastic.
Yeah, that's it. There was a bit of everything for everyone on this trip, really, wasn't there? So.
Yeah, absolutely loved it. Anyway, we're back in Drum now, so get to the Cafe 82 and let's get refuelled.
Definitely.
We arrived back at Drumnadrochit feeling totally satisfied. The trip had been truly epic. Today's ride hadn't been a long one and we had plenty of time on our hands to get back and sort our kit out. However, first things first, it was time to stuff our faces again, so we stopped off at Cafe 82. If you haven't been here, then you really need to. This isn't a greasy spoon cafe. The food is great and the staff are lovely. What an amazing trip this had been.